Hello, everyone. I'm Chantal Howard. I am so excited to be here with you this evening and to help just walk with you through the coming winter. Now, this means a lot more than just the actual season. And my husband and I had the intention to reaching out to you all specifically to share our hearts around what this looks like in our mind. And we did our live event just a little bit ago, and I'm re-recording most of the details here for you because that live event was a lot of fun, and I'm happy to let some of you in on it. But it went a little long and got a little bit creative, and so I thought, for the sake of ease, I wanted to make this more succinct for those of you that are looking to just kind of capture the highlights. So, weathering the coming winter, preparing with your BOGO box. Most of you know my husband and I either through my work as the Faithful Oil Mom or him through the Fulton Sheen Institute, the Freedom Health Project in particular, as he works as a theologian and he works as a voice, a prophetic voice in the space of forming leaders within the church and helping to inspire people within the spirit of Fulton Sheen. The Health Freedom Project has emerged because he's just such a believer in making sure that we are prepared to take care of our health and to do so naturally and to have control over this very sacred part of who we are, and especially as it relates to our freedom. So he's excited to be kind of the catalyst for tonight's conversation because it just is rooted so much in his own personal experience. He's an individual who's had a lot of health challenges since he was very little. Chronic asthma, different types of challenges that have made it hard for him to just be that fully alive, thriving version of himself. And as a result of our discovery over the course of our marriage of more natural options, especially the essential oils, he's the most oily man I know. Let's just put it that way. I'll give you a fun little anecdote. He used to go to daily mass when we lived in Peoria, Illinois. Go to daily mass, and these women from our school that he was helping to found at the time would sit behind him. And one day they said, "I honestly thought when I first sat behind your husband," she said, "I thought that they were using incense that day at daily mass." And I was like, wow, what an aroma. And then she realized after coming back daily mass after daily mass that it was Peter after he'd put all his oils on and hit daily mass. And he would use the oils and still does just every day to help with mental focus, to help with keeping his immune system from being over extended, and also to keep his seasonal allergies and so forth at bay. So suffice it to say, he's a huge believer, and most importantly, loves to just share this with those that join him for the daily rosary or other different initiatives that he offers. And so welcome to all of you who are listening through the Health Freedom Project, through Fulton Sheen Institute, and of course, my faithful oilers, and those of you that track with me on Faithful Oil Mom. So there's our beautiful family. We live up in North Idaho. This is a unique bubble in the world, realistically. North Idaho is one of the few places left in our world that just has this thriving sense of rugged freedom. And, we love it here because there's a lot of like-minded families that are homeschooling, that love their faith, that are entrepreneurial, that are micro homesteading, and a lot of ex-military and or other individuals who've come here primarily to fortify the freedom of their families. And so while in a lot of respects it's just like anywhere else USA, there's another dimension to what is here, and that is just a spirit of awareness of what's happening in the world, and a desire to fortify, not run away. Maybe a little bit of, some of you may be familiar with a little bit of a Benedict option mentality. It's a little bit like that here, where families come and they just want to fortify and really build up the culture within their own homes, but then be a light and a beacon out. And that's what I want this to be for you, is a sense of like, look, we're bringing a little bit of North Idaho mindset to you tonight. So in that spirit, you can see our beautiful children, 5 beautiful daughters, and our one son, Beckett, and then our little grandbaby, Josephine, down there on the tail end. And everybody's growing up and emerging in their leadership and in their strengths. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful to be mom, and it's beautiful to be in this work so that I can support not only my children, but also my husband and his mission. And that's what doTERRA and the oils have really provided for us. So the winter's coming. What do we need to get through? And what do we mean by that? Of course, there's the winter physically, but there's also a spiritual winter that is setting in the hearts of so many. Post-COVID, there's a lot of depression and loneliness, isolation, despair, frustration. We have a financial winter that is definitely beginning to hit. And those of you that aren't aware, I encourage you to begin to pay attention. I know it's easier to just kind of be like, la, 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 I don't want to pay attention. And we never want our spiritual life or our personal peace to be disturbed. But it's also, we don't want to live naive and ignorant, and we need to be prudential. So we need practical tools. We need mindset preparation. We need to understand what tools we do need to take care of our homes and our families and our communities, to live in hope and to help coach one another through this time, because it's very clear, both from prophecy as well as from just reading the signs of our times, that we're at a changing point and we need to be prepared. So in that spirit, here's a board that was a whiteboard that my husband and his a lot of the gentlemen from our parish sat down the other day, and they just said, let's look at it. What do we need to do to be prepared for whatever might happen, whether it's rolling power outages, whether it's cyber disruptions, or God forbid, the other types of disruptions that could come when nations are in turmoil. So this was just kind of interesting. And again, gives you a little glimpse into the mindset of the community here, but really breaking it down into these primary categories of water, food, waste, transportation, fuel, tools, community, and medicine, or communications, and medicine. These are the places where we need to be prepared. And this just gives you, again, a little bit of a glimpse into what the men in our community are going, hey, let's put our heads together. What do we need? How can we help? What can we do to prepare each other and our homes? And you'll notice that right under medicine here is essential oils. And yes, there's other aspects to being prepared, but this is one area that we can provide service to. We can provide insight. It's not the whole picture, but it's a piece. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The key here is trust in the Lord, enhancing our faith, living our prayer lives daily, focusing our mindset in a way that's positive, because the enemy wants us to think like him. And when we feel discouraged, we feel anxious, worried, depressed, right? Any of these kinds of dark thoughts, devious, despairing, like those are from the enemy. And he wants us to stay in that space, right? Positive thinking is outside of the scope of what the devil does. He doesn't do that, right? That's not in his nature. His fallen nature is completely corrupt, and it's always going to tend towards the negative. So I know that some of us within the scope of our faith communities, we tend to want to be realistic. We want to be, we want to look at things the way they are, but we also can get pretty negative. And so I'm going to challenge us and call us out there and just say, look, despite it being a trendy secular fad to have positive thinking, we need to be the ones that own that, to have a reason for our hope, to always have that positive mentality and that problem-solving mentality at the tip of our tongues and on the forefront of our minds. That is how we will be resilient when the waves crash. And if we're already wilting under just the thought of disruptions or of turmoil in our communities or of financial strain, like if we're wilting already, we're not going to be able to be the leaders that we're called to be and the light that we need to be in the midst of darkness. And to be honest, the term that I like is the apricity. Apricity is a term that means the warmth or the spark in the winter, the spark in the darkness. The apricity, that's what we're called to be. And that's what I invite you to consider. How are you preparing yourself to be able to be that? So let's go ahead and lean into the essential oil conversation now, especially because I want to make sure that we get through all the details here. I've been a Gold doTERRA wellness advocate now for 10 years. I'm a certified essential oil health coach. I've helped thousands of clients. I'm the designer of the Aroma Rosary, which some of you may be familiar with. If not, go to aromarosary.com and check that out. That'll be a really special holiday gift if you're looking for something unique and meaningful and helpful all at once. It's the place where wellness and grace connect. And so I hope that you'll explore that. I'm a master wholeness strategist and the director of the Wholeness Coaching School. We serve over 40 countries, people in 40 countries. I love coaching people to wholeness, helping them advance not only their personal mindset, but also their businesses. So it gives you just a little backdrop. This isn't my first rodeo. I hope I'm not speaking too fast tonight. So if you need to slow down or you have deeper questions or I go too deep, too fast, just be sure to reach out and we'll keep the conversation going until it really serves you the most. There's 3 primary ways to use your essential oils, and we're going to get into this and kind of go fast just because I do want to get to the fun part of this BOGO box, which you've heard about already, and I want to give you those details. But the heart and the soul of essential oils is that they're safe, they're effective, and they're affordable. Okay, that's why we choose them. We use them for their safety, their effectiveness, and because they're easy and they're affordable. That is the heart of it. When I say safe, we're talking about natural compounds. These compounds are distilled from the plants, the bark, the stem, the root, the different parts of the plant, and they give us therapeutic benefits because they're active chemistry. Think of the active ingredient on your pharmaceuticals. That's what essential oils are, but untainted. They're not isolated. They haven't been filled with proprietary fillers. They're not synthetically reproduced. They're just the active chemical compounds, volatile chemical compounds that are steam distilled from plants. And as a result, they're very potent. They're but they're very gentle. And they're not as invasive and they don't override our body systems like medication do. They actually align and kind of come alongside of our body systems and help us get back to functioning the way we ought, the way our bodies are designed to. So it's a beautiful, simple, therapeutic choice that can oftentimes be very supportive and on a daily basis is there to just keep us from dipping below the baseline into the place of disease. So we're thinking about what keeps us above in that wellness realm, what helps us stay there, and that's essential oils. So my little disclaimer before I dive much deeper, essential oils aren't used to cure, to treat, to diagnose, to prevent any disease. I am not a physician, but I am here to tell you through my own experience how I've used essential oils and how they've been showing up effectively for thousands of others and how you can begin your journey of educating yourself and implementing. So again, this is about me helping you to be the healer in your own home. Okay. You get to decide. You're in the driver's seat. I want to empower you. The effective nature of essential oils come about primarily because they're lipophilic. They penetrate the cell membrane, which is created that's where the fat resides, protecting that barrier around the cell, that mitochondria barrier. Now, obviously, this is a little caricature, but the essential oils can penetrate the cell membrane into the heart of the cell where those viruses can live and dwell and be duplicated and live. They're not alive, right? But they're duplicated inside the cell and then spit out that viral code out into your body system, creating a cascading effect of illness. Essential oils can basically get ahead of the curve before even your own T cells or your own fighter cells have identified that there's an invader. And so essential oils at the outset help at that point. Now, they also dialogue with our hormone systems, and they serve like natural ligands, which are our peptides, our neurotransmitters, and our hormones. So essential oils are they're communicative in the way that they help our own cells know what to do and to get back to work the way they're supposed to. This little pink guy is bacteria, so they're also antibacterial. So lots of benefits, anti-cystic. There's antispasmodic. They're supportive for skin. They're helpful for all the body systems neurologically. They're good for the gut. They can be helpful in reducing parasitic type environments or candida in the gut. They're helpful for pain relief because they can be analgesic and soothing to tissues and muscle tissues. They can be systemically supportive for your immune system. There's so many different dimensions to how they function that honestly, the key here is just bringing them in and making them part of your regular lifestyle. And while you might be affecting one particular ailment, you're going to have a benefit in lots of other ways. Not to mention, they are incredibly helpful to our mental health because of the way in which they interact with our mental capacity, help calming our our nervous system, helping us to stay in a place of peace and joy. Is there a placebo effect? Probably, in addition to all the science and the chemistry that's happening behind the scenes. When we smell beautiful things, our memory is engaged, our mood is engaged. So you can be a skeptic. I was for a while, but the reality is once you experience the benefit, it's really hard to deny. And the experiential evidence, let alone the research that's coming out of major medical universities and so forth, experiential evidence is just too overwhelming to ignore. These essential oils and aromas and such have been around forever. We're talking biblical, ancient times, and they've stood up the test of time. Plant-based medicine is the baseline of healthcare throughout the world, even today. And it's often the baseline of pharmaceutical development. So we're not talking about hocus pocus. We're not talking about new age, some sort of woo-woo gobbledygook. Do people use them that way? Sure. Can I prevent people from using them in Wiccan ways? No, I don't have that latitude. But that doesn't make essential oils in and of themselves invalid. They are not going to, cure cancer. They're not going to, make a broken bone instantaneously heal, right? I don't want to make radical claims. I want you to understand them within the scope of which they are. And I think that's good enough, right? Because if we can do simple things to make sure that we're in charge of our health and we have tools available to us to alleviate the need to reach for more toxic alternatives, and in and of themselves, they're going to educate us on how our bodies work, on how we feel, on the mood, on what we're doing to implement, and we can use them as habit stackers to really fortify good habits. I'm telling you, that's the game changer. That's preventive work in its true spirit, in a way that's actually going to end up supporting us from falling prey to some of these big, big challenges that are so lifestyle driven. Think about metabolic health right now. It's the number one killer, right? Metabolic health, cardiovascular health. Think about these things that pain, right? Just chronic pain alone is such a plague in our society. So let's get to the effective side of taking care of ourselves proactively so that we can actually ward off and really stay in the lane of wellness. Imagine how irritating that'll be to the enemy when we're actually not sick and tired, right? Most of us are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And when we are sick and tired, we are not worried about the bigger battles, fighting the more elevated and essential dimensions of culture and fighting for the hearts and souls of those that we love and care about. We end up fatigued, frustrated, and self-interested, and that is not that's not our call. Our call is to be servant leaders that are on the forefront, bringing for the good of souls and the glory of the King. So affordability, right? Global healthcare is way past 6.5 trillion. This is actually an old stat. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're healthier. What it means is maybe we've been able to extend lifespan, but health span has not increased. So we might live longer, but we live longer miserably. So great. We've been able to figure out how to kind of, extend and milk life for a longer period of time. But most of the time it's either with debilitating mental health, debilitating physical health, and oftentimes high expense associated with that. So the affordability comes in that we're starting now to build, right, before we have these catastrophic challenges that we have to pay out the nose for as we get older. So pennies per dose, saving lots of money even now for small things. It's so important to invest in your health now. You can pretend like, well, I'm just going to do nothing and then I'll take care of it later. But again, that's costly. And if you're going to choose to do something now, why not do something that is literally pennies per dose? These are little bulk, right? We're buying in bulk. These little bottles they're not going to evaporate that fast. They last and linger for a long time. 250 doses per bottle on average. There's some examples here: peppermint, On Guard, lavender, of just essential oils that are staples and give you a glimpse of their versatility. energizing, promoting clear breathing, cooling the body, relieving head tension, promoting immune function, soothing a sore throat, cleansing your home and hands, calming your mind, calming your skin, soothing to a burn. I mean, these things are very, very practical and will come into play in different ways throughout the course of your busy days. So I am excited to kind of keep us moving here. There's 3 ways to use your essential oils: aromatic, topical, and internal. And I apologize, the internal slide didn't get created, so you're gonna just have to bear with me. Aromatic is our first way. We can use a diffuser like this little guy here pictured, where the oil is actually diffused into the air for us to breathe into our lungs and through our lungs, deep into the plasma of our lungs and into our bloodstream, through our olfactory nerves into our mind, where we have basically our limbic brain, impacting decision making, impacting mental health in real practical ways. Okay, so these are some examples: wild orange, breathe, right? Energizing, invigorating, uplifting to the mood, maintaining feelings of easy breathing, promoting definitely an environment for our lungs to prosper. Now, these are terms that are very compliant. Suffice it to say, breathe is one of the greatest tools that served our family because of really intense challenges. That paired with frankincense can open the lungs in ways that is just amazing. So this is real support for real challenges. Topical use: deep blue, digestive blend. These are 2 that really come into play for the gut, for soothing joints and muscles, motion sickness, nausea, right? Different challenges around heartburn or chronic gut health. These are all tools, again, that you can use topically, but you can also then use our essential oils internally. That's a doTERRA privilege. Now, some of you are familiar with doTERRA. Others of you, this is your first experience. We choose doTERRA because they're the purest oil sourced on the planet, hands down. It's unquestioned at this point. I don't care who you listen to or what research you dive into or what blog you've read. It's absolutely a non-negotiable at this point. They are the ones that have revolutionized the way in which oils are sourced, going to 40 different countries, or more than that now, 47 different countries, sourcing them in a way that's pure, unadulterated, and pharmacologically acknowledged. Like, they're choosing to keep them at that grade and make sure that their craftsmanship and the way in which they're produced is not tampered with. Most of which they do at a local small scale farming model. It's pretty beautiful work, very humanitarian, very good global enterprise, remarkable company. So we wouldn't partner with anything less, and we wouldn't promote anything less. It's just too vulnerable a space. People's health is too important. So we definitely love our doTERRA products and we love working with the company, but more than anything, what we love is the results, right? We love that they work. So internal use is a privilege to doTERRA oils. You'll have a little supplemental fact box on the back of your bottles that allow you to use, that kind of lets you know this is internal, you can internalize it. And that's going to be good for detoxing, for gut health, for deeper support, for being able to get more into your system more quickly, depending on the delivery need at the time. So all of this to say, you're going to need a little bit of guidance. You're going to need to get to know your oils. You're going to need a book or an app, and I have resources for you to be able to tell you how much to use, how frequently to use it. Essential oils metabolize quickly in the body, and so frequency is one of the keys to success. A little bit more frequently. That's the model. And you'll notice that the other safety parameter is that if you're going to use them topically, you're going to need a carrier oil. That's what this guy is. It might not be too obvious, but it's a fractionated coconut oil to protect your skin from being too excited, right? It'd be like salsa in your mouth. And what do you cut it with? You cut it with fat, right? And that's why we use a carrier oil. So a coconut oil, an almond oil, jojoba oil, in a pinch, olive oil. All of these are options when you're going to use your oils topically to protect your skin. All right, so let's get into it. The BOGO that's happening, it is going to come to an end. I think today is the last day. It might extend till tomorrow, but we really got to get this in your hands now. It's the best deal I've seen, and I love the setup. I love it. Like, a lot of times BOGOs are a little random, but this lineup is hands down amazing. So On Guard, this is your immune support. You can use this to gargle. You can use this in a veggie capsule. First thing, first go to anytime you feel anything. On Guard is the #1 oil that I think needs to be in your arsenal. In fact, I honestly think you should have 3 bottles at all times. So this one at least gets you 1. But I really think you need to have it on hand, because as soon as somebody comes down with something, this is what you turn to, and it is a game changer. Okay, and then now we're on to Breathe. So Breathe is this incredible combination of tea tree oil, peppermint, Raven Sarah, cardamom, lemon. It has such benefits for the respiratory tract. So that's the beauty of Breathe. Breathe has this ability to break up congestion and support you when you're feeling cruddy. So this has been such an amazing oil for us. And Breathe, I'm telling you, it has been a game changer for Peter in particular with his challenges. So diffuse at bedtime while you're sleeping, have that all night support, rub it on your chest like you would like a Vicks vapor rub or something like that. In fact, we have a vapor stick, like a Breathe vapor stick, that's really fun that you can use in that capacity too, that has this blend attached to it for it even have stronger staying power. But suffice it to say, this is going to be an amazing respiratory oil, and it's going to be a game changer for you in the midst of these challenges that are surfacing. All right. Next, we have Copaiba Black Spruce and Roman Chamomile. These are 3 rather more rare oils, but really, really beautiful and special in nature. Copaiba is an endocannabinoid oil, which means it interacts with those endocannabinoid receptors throughout the body. These are the same receptor sites that we are trying to target, or I shouldn't say we, people are in general trying to target through CBD oil or other forms of support from marijuana. So Copaiba, though, does not have any THC or any actual CBD. It has beta-caryophyllene, which is the 3rd component that comes from marijuana. But this is sourced from a tree out of Brazil. So beta-caryophyllene, very high support for calming those receptor sites for pain relief, joint relief, discomfort. You can use this under the tongue for systemic support. Add 1 or 2 drops to water juice to support cardiovascular or the digestive health or nervous system. Apply topically, especially with that deep blue oil that I'm going to talk about in a minute for pain relief. You can use it for skin. It's very versatile. You can use this for oral health as well as for massage. You could mix it. Mix it. Let's see. It says mix it with carrier oil and rub on stressed skin. Yes, all kinds of benefits. So I love this oil. It's really subtle and a little bit woody because it's literally like tapped like maple syrup from these trees. It comes out of the tree as a resin, and it's or as a thick resin syrup, if you will. And that's what they steam distill for the oil. So it's very subtle, very gentle, very versatile. And I encourage you to pair it especially with deep blue for pain relief. We also have Black Spruce, another beautiful wood oil that really has similar support to other types of spruces for the lungs. You could use this like forest bathing is a very popular and scientifically verified benefit for the immune system. When you walk through the forest is constantly emitting its own natural aromatics into the air. And people who have spent time in the forest are register with a higher level of T cell strength. So it's super cells, right? For up to 2 weeks, those T cells are stimulated and enhanced with higher capacity. Pretty amazing. So Black Spruce is also more in that respiratory department. Use it in a diffuser, blend it with cassia with wild orange for a beautiful Christmas aroma. You could use this in lots of beautiful ways for emotional support. Very comforting, very gentle for the skin, great for sleep, very versatile as well. Roman chamomile is very floral. So let's think in the opposite end of the spectrum from the trees. You've got these florals that are sweet and so feminine and really calming in terms of sleep or even nerves. Very good for the skin. any kind of challenge with your skin. Use it in your shampoo and conditioner. Use it in your moisturizer. You can add a drop or two to herbal tea, make it very calming. You can apply this just before bed and sweep it across your pillow. Lots of beautiful ways, and very, very gentle. So safe enough for even the littlest people in your families. All right, so deep blue. Deep blue is a combination of wintergreen, peppermint, osmanthus, blue chamomile, German chamomile, and blue tansy, which gives it that blue color because of the process that blue tansy goes through. And it creates this compound called chamazoline, which is dark, dark blue, like way dark blue. You'd be amazed at the color of it in its natural form. But it's added in here. It gives it its blue color, but it also gives its huge anti-inflammatory qualities. Very, very powerful pain relief support in this combo. Now, we give you the oil so you can massage this into your hair, into the base of your neck, because it's not greasy. When I say oil, I know all of you are like, but the essential oils aren't greasy. So you can massage them for headache, head tension, joint muscle aches. You can use this in a roller or a combination of different ways to use it. And then the stick actually is great for application when you don't want it on your hands, because it feels, and this is your analgesic, icy, hot, tingly tension support. And it feels crazy to have that on your hands. So the stick, you can rub it on the lower back or hard to reach places, or even on your feet without feeling like you have to get your hands covered with the deep blue. So the stick is amazing. It also has copaiba added into it. So pretty amazing. Wild orange and cassia. Cassia is in the cinnamon family. It's beautiful aroma, very supportive for metabolic health. Of course, at Christmas, you're going to want to diffuse it with wild orange, and a little bit of that black spruce would be a perfect diffuser blend just to enrich the environment. Super special. Whoops, let me go back to the right one. There we go. Cassia is, again, great for metabolic health. Added in a veggie capsule. You could put it in a pitcher of water with a little bit of lime and have a very, very flavorful water. This is going to be a hot oil, so you want to be really attentive to putting this on your skin and using it with a carrier oil so that it doesn't irritate your skin. Wild orange is detoxifying. It's beautiful. It's blissful. It's like almost impossible to say unhappy when you smell wild orange. It's just so bright and cheery. So a great mood oil, great for cleansing surfaces, good for your cells. It's high in D-limonene, which is one of those compounds you want to have present to help keep cellular health optimized. It gives you a recommendation here with equal parts peppermint, frankincense, and rub your hands together and inhale deeply. This is an amazing energizer. So love wild orange, and it's so versatile as a diffusing oil, and it's inexpensive, so it's easy to replace. You can be very generous with it, and you will be able to replace it very, very quickly. I use it to clean goop, whiteboards, any kind of greasy spots off of clothes. Like I use it for so many different things. And the last oil tonight is Northern Escape. Northern Escape is a blend of wood oils, and these wood oils have been sourced from all over different regions of the world. It's a real sustainably sourced blend of black spruce, Siberian fir, balsam fir, lavender, cedarwood, cypress, hinoki, frankincense, nootka, cananga, and clove. This combo is just, it's like, tranquil, peaceful, earthy. Oh my goodness, so lovely. A great oil for your husbands, a great oil to put into a beard balm or to combine with that wild orange and diffuse. You can add it into the water of your Christmas tree. It actually keeps your tree alive longer if you have a live tree, or just even diffuse it into strategic spots on your artificial tree, and you'll smell like Christmas in a lot of ways. So beautiful. And just really, really special oil. In a way, what it reminds me of here is this is the North Idaho oil. This is a little glimpse into our life up here in the beautiful woods. And so I just encourage you to use this oil. Now, it has frankincense in it. That's huge. Frankincense is a powerhouse. Altogether, this combination of oils is going to be a powerful blend for many different body challenges. But in particular, I want you to think about cognitive function. I want you to think about rest and relaxation at night. I want you to think about de-stressing yourselves. And I also want you to think about any time that you might have any kind of like skin irritation, growth, cyst, anything of that nature, right? Because this is cellular health par excellence, especially with that frankincense, clove, super powerful, all of this combined. So this is going to be versatile. Blend it with your wild orange, blend it with your breathe, blend it with your on guard. You're going to find so many uses for this. And then when in doubt, just put it in your hand, take a great big deep breath, or put it in a diffuser and enjoy. Now, there's many other ways in which you can enhance your lifestyle with doTERRA products. This happens to be the base of our MetaPower program, which is a daily lifestyle program to help enhance your metabolic health, because that's one of the biggest game changers. This is not part of the BOGO box, but I wanted to give you a glimpse, especially if you're new, into how you can use these oils specifically and these products to start to build out a lifestyle that is supportive. So again, we have not just breakthrough first aid solutions, but we have a daily consistent support to keep our blood sugar levels where they're supposed to be, to make sure that our healthy weight is being maintained, to make sure we have optimal sleep, optimal brain function. The MetaPower program is the baseline of that. We have 9 different collagen types in this collagen, with the doTERRA oils that are known for helping to reduce that hard cellular or hard fats that are hard to be broken down, as well as mulberry and berberine to help with weight as you move into trying to kick some of those habits around poor digestive health and poor nutrition habits. Really big game changer. Love this program. And it's just an example among many of the different ways in which you can incorporate doTERRA as a lifestyle. We have a skincare line, oral health, hair care. We really focus on any place where essential oils are going to be magnified and really make a difference. Detoxifying your home, green cleaning products. It's a beautiful way to live. And it's not necessary that you do all of it, but when you do, you begin to realize, like, wow, not only do I benefit my family with products I would normally buy elsewhere, but I get a higher quality, a better result, and I save. So if that's of curiosity to you, I want to increase your opportunity by helping you to realize how you can do that. Save, free shipping, bulk shop, stock up, get ready. And again, this is about preparation. We have nutrition products, supplements for core vitamins, minerals, vitamin D, all the things that are really essential to be able to combat challenges as we prepare and move forward through not only, again, this present winter, but more as a lifestyle shift to help maintain your health freedom. So the BOGO box is $140. You want to run out and grab that right now. I will make sure the link is associated with this video so that you can grab it before it's gone. And I encourage you to consider some of these add-ons: frankincense, lemon, lavender, peppermint, the breathe stick, which I mentioned, On Guard throat drops for the soothing throat needs of a winter season, and On Guard Plus, which is a capsuled product that really is basically like a natural antibiotic type product. So there you have it. We love spending time sharing with you about these solutions. There's a lot more to learn, a lot more to develop in this process. So lean in and partner with us, both supporting the Institute and, and our business here, to really make sure that we can continue to bring you the richness through the Fulton Sheen Institute and all the education through Faithful Oil Mom. We are so grateful for you, and we look forward to walking with you. Make sure you get your BOGO box before it's gone. If you have specific questions, be sure to reach out, faithfuloilmom.com, or on Instagram, faithfuloilmom. You can see it there, faithful.oil.mom. And you can also send me an email at Chantal, CHANTAL, @faithfuloilmom.com. Otherwise, reach out to Peter. Some of those of you that are in his world, he can also support you, and we will help you charge forward in reclaiming your health and making sure you're ready, both physically, spiritually, and emotionally, to weather whatever God has in store for us. Let us always have hope. The Lord is the conqueror, the victor. And we have to we still have to traverse this valley of tears. There's no doubt about it. And there's hardships and struggles we all face, but let's do it together. And let's definitely find ways where we can lighten each other's burdens by sharing the wisdom that we have. So I hope this has been helpful, and I look forward to seeing and hearing from you all. All right. God bless.